All right, so we're checking in with our week update for bolt action. Saw a little contest online that video for 5 minutes talking about bolt action or painting bolt action. You could win some cool prizes. So I figured I would. I cleaned the desk today, so as you can tell, it's nice and clean. Ignore the heresy guys back there. Um, so I've started a new army with this quarantine in progress. I've been off work for a couple weeks, and I will be out of the office for at least until April 15th, which it's going to be more. So I started the U.S. Airborne, which is going to probably honestly turn into just the United States in general. So I've been doing the 101st, as you can tell here. And on each of these two five-man fire teams that I have built and painted so far, we've got the spade markings on their helmets and the clubs markings on these guys here. I know that the spades are the 502nd. The clubs, I want to say, are the 506th. Someone will correct me if I'm wrong. And then we have our second lieutenant here, which a little disappointed, but they didn't have the butter bar transfer, so I just used a first lieutenant transfer and called it good. This is my first U.S. Army, so if I'm doing something glaringly wrong, please shout at me. I try to do as historically accurate as I can. But on top of these guys, I've also got a bazooka here ready to go that just came in actually today. And then I've also got my first rifleman of my next five-man squad, which is here. And as you can tell, we've got the, trying to get the finger in focus. We've got the light machine gun here. And with most of my support weapons or the special weapons, I'm trying to keep the helmets neutral with the net covering and the camouflage. So that way I can sort of swap them in and out, and I don't have to dedicate, okay, this guy's going here, this guy's going there, blah, blah, blah. But ultimately we'll get another rifleman it'll be a rifleman into this group. We have the loader for the bazooka here. Glue was being a bit stubborn on this guy, so I had to use the old baking soda trick. The light mortar team. And then over here we've got our medium mortar team. And I did cut all of those sandbags by hand. As you can tell, they're a little rough. But I'm happy with the way they turned out. And the only thing that I've really got to do here is paint the mortar itself that the guy is holding. But other than that, you get the basing done on there, which basing will be done very similar to this. And that is just Army Painter Brown Battleground and Stepgrass. It's sort of my go-to. Even my Horus Heresy guys here, you can see I do kind of the same thing. Because it looks good, it's really nice, neutral, doesn't get in the way, and especially with historicals, especially on Americans and Germans, it fits really well because it kind of goes with the hedgerow and bokage type terrain and things like that, and it just looks good. But I do have, and I have added one new German to my Blitzkrieg force. I went to Things from the Basement Inc., I think it is. They were running a sale for Stosie's Heroes that you could get two of them for $19 shipped. So I picked up Frederick Winkler. He was Hauptmann Frederick Winkler, captain. So he's going to be my new CO for my Blitzkrieg force. I know he's a little bit later than Blitz as far as the actual guy, but the kit and everything, I like it. And this was an absolute joy to paint. If you guys haven't tried a Stosie's Heroes yet, I would very highly suggest you get one. For those of you that are curious, here's the lineup of paints that I've used on all of my Airborne. So we've got US Dark Green, Green Gray, Olive Green, German Camo Black Brown. I've had it. Khaki, Flesh, Gunmetal, and then the only non-Vallejo color is the FW Dalerani Black Ink. If you guys haven't used this stuff yet for your blacks or for your whites as well, I've got the white ink around here somewhere. They flow through an airbrush wonderfully. And on all of these, well, let me get my thumb out of the way here. On all of the rifles, that's actually the color that you're seeing with a very thin edge highlight of gunmetal over there. Okay, and I really personally like the way that turned out. Some people may disagree, but try it out if you have not tried the FW Daler-Rowney inks yet. Definitely check into them. I know Michael sells them. They're like $3 or $4, and if you walk in there with their 40% off coupon, get one for $2. Try it out. I've used it through the airbrush. I've used it off of a regular brush. Both of them are fantastic. Obviously, going with some Agrex, and then the Miracles in a Bottle Microsol and Microset. That's for the transfers. And something that I found was really great online the other day. Amazon now has Stynylrez. I don't know how long they've had it for, but I ordered some Stynylrez through Badger. This is by far my favorite airbrush primer. Vallejo is good, but this just kicks the crap out of it. It's much better as far as flow through an airbrush. This is designed to go through an airbrush. It dries, like you'll kind of get lost in the model for a bit as it's drying, like once you prime a model. I unfortunately don't have anything here that's just primed yet, but it does look absolutely fantastic. So we're this far into a U.S. force. Let me get the camera to focus. And waiting in the wings, I've got a pack howitzer, 75 millimeter. I've got a 57 millimeter anti-tank gun, and about 4 more sprues of infantry, and then I've got all the prone guys, because that's the one thing that I hate about Warlord, is the amount of prone guys they put in the sprues. So other than that, I think the next thing that I have coming in is a U.S. infantry box on Sunday. Thank God for Amazon, right? Well, guys, hope your weekend's great. Hope you guys aren't going insane sitting at home doing nothing. Hope you guys are getting your armies painted. Have a good one.